What's up guys, sharkeatyoshi here again, bringing you another battle video. In today's battle video, I'm going to be bringing you another battle from the ranked double battle ladder. So, and today I am facing another VGC team, and it's pretty awesome that I'm facing these VGC teams because it allows me to get some practice off, even though the special ladder does not exist anymore. But anyway guys, this is a pretty awesome battle, and I want to get started with it as quickly as possible. So, my opponent is running a very cool team, and a very, VGC-esque team, and Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, Gardevoir, and last but not least, a Tyranitar to round up their lineup, while I am running my Zapdos, my Amoonguss, my Kang, and last but not least, my Rotom Heat to round up my lineup. So let's go ahead and get started with the battle and see what happens here. Like I said, this is a pretty freaking awesome battle, pretty VGC-esque and pretty prediction-esque type of battle. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Zapdos and my Rotom, while my opponent's going to go ahead and bring in their Gardevoir and their Tyranitar, which is really good for them, but at the same time really good for me because my two Pokemon that I have out right now counter those two threats very hard. So my opponent's gonna go for the Psychic and do significant amount, actually do a lot of damage, not significant, like right there you know that thing is choice specs by the amount of damage it did there. So I am gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp and go for the Thunderbolt onto the Gardevoir, do a lot of damage to it, and then he is gonna go ahead and go for the Rock Slide. So I essentially end that combo off on the Tyranitar. He luckily enough gets a crit on my Zapdos, which does make me extremely sad because now Zapdos is going to go ahead and get knocked out to the Sandstorm. And yeah, I lost Zapdos because of a crit. But anyway guys, that doesn't deter me from this game, even though I am down one Pokemon to their 4. It's still a very winnable game. I do have my setup ready, and Gardevoir is very weak, so I am going to go ahead and retrieve my Rotom. My opponent's going to go ahead and retrieve their Gardevoir and bring in their Amoonguss. I am going to go ahead and bring in my own Amoonguss, and then go into my Mega Evolution, and then I think I go for the Fake Out onto the Gardevoir slot, which he does bring the Amoonguss in. I think this was a play that I had to do because if my Kang, if my Kang was put to sleep, this game was essentially over because now he can just set up on me and run a train on my team since he knows who my third Pokemon is in Rotom Heat. So he is going to go for the Dark Pulse onto Amoonguss, do a lot of damage, reveal that he is Life Orb, and then now that makes me a lot happier because now I can just redirect hits to Amoonguss. My Amoonguss can survive any of his hits, and then he's just slowly chipping away on his health with the burn and the Life Orb damage. So I am going to go ahead and retrieve my Kang and bring in my Rotom because my Rotom does have these safety goggles, and it can do a lot of damage to these two Pokemon, and going for that Fake Out was very necessary onto the Amoonguss. So I am going to go for the Giga Drain, try to sustain up as much as possible, and have Tyranitar get knocked out as quickly as possible. So everybody is going to go ahead and get buffered through the Sand Stream, and right here I'm very surprised that he did not notice that my Rotom Heat did not get buffered because you're going to see right now what he does. He's going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go for the double protect so I can get the burn off onto the Tyranitar. He is going to go for the Spore onto the Rotom slide, which really makes me wonder that if he paid attention if Rotom got buffered or not. It's going to go ahead and bite him in the ass. I don't like to say bad words, but yeah, it's going to go ahead and bite him pretty soon because he's going to go ahead and make a big mistake right here. He's going to go for the Spore. It does not affect Rotom, and I am going to go for the Giga Drain and get free damage off. Even though it was not that much damage, I do get free damage off. And at this point, his Amoonguss is essentially useless because it can't really do anything to these two Pokemon. So I am going to go ahead and bring in my Rotom Heat, knowing that he is not going to go for a Spore or a Rage Powder into those spots because he knows that even if he did, he would get screwed over, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp onto my Amoonguss, which makes me very happy because Rotom Heat was on that slot, and maybe more than likely I would go for a Rage Powder, but pretty freaking awesome. Everything going into my favor right now, using Rotom Heat with the safety goggles to essentially destroy him. So he is going to go ahead and get his Citrus Berry proc. I know right here I have to knock out this Amoonguss. He withdraws the Amoonguss and brings in the Gardevoir, and I make an extremely good prediction right here, which allows me to win the game essentially, because knocking out his Gardevoir, which was a huge threat, allows me to essentially win the game. I knew that even if it were to burn me with his Wash Rotom, it really didn't matter, or even if he Hydro Pumped me, it really didn't matter. I knew I could take the damage, and I knew I could knock it out next turn, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Giga Drain off onto it, and I know that Rotom Heat can win this game. I knew that I had to go for that Amoonguss slot, knocking the Amoonguss out, and, you know, luckily enough, he makes the wrong prediction, and, switch in the Gardevoir, and I end up knocking that thing out. So I am going to go for the return, knock myself out, knowing that I do not need Kang anymore. And I think he does go for the Protect onto the Wash Rotom. Actually, no, he doesn't. He is going to go for the Hydro Pump onto my Amoonguss, do a decent amount of damage, and then the burn. But I am going to get the Giga Drain off and knock out his Rotom, and then I am going to go ahead and win the game, because I do have Rotom Heat in the back, where he literally can't do anything to it, and Rotom Heat is going to go ahead and win me the game. So anyway, guys, pretty awesome battle, pretty close battle. That one little prediction there where I essentially had to go for that play. I had to knock out the Amoonguss so I can start doing a lot of things. Once I knocked out the Amoonguss, he would go ahead and bring in his Gardevoir, and then his Gardevoir will essentially die, because my Rotom Heat wouldn't be able to resist any of its hits. I'll knock it out, and then, you know, I don't know what would have happened there, but I had to go for that play. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later with more battle videos. Bye, guys.